If you've been focusing on hip flexibility, so lots of stretching, then you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle, and that's stability. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite yoga pose variations, and I call them airplane touchdowns. This will help strengthen your glutes and improve your hip stability, both of which are essential for healthy, pain-free movement as we get older. And bonus, this is also fantastic for your balance. So grab a chair or a yoga block, either works great, and join me on the mat. I'm going to demonstrate this using the low part of a chair, but just know that you can put a single block or 2 blocks down on the floor and come down to the block instead. Now the chair is probably a more accessible place to start, so that's why I wanted to show you with the chair, okay? But I'm gonna put the block away for now. And you're just going to stand in front of the low part of a chair. Let's keep our right foot in front. You're a couple of feet away from the chair, behind the chair. And then the left toe steps back behind you lightly. Now you might already be a little wobbly here, which is absolutely fine. Bring your hands to your heart, lift up through the chest. And what's really important for this whole exercise, this whole practice, is that we are connecting the foot to our core. So think of lifting up the arch of your right foot. Try to drag your toes back to your heel and feel that line of energy all the way up to your core. Okay, so we have a lot of stability there. Now all we're going to do is lift up that back toe. You can soften the right knee and tilt down. So airplane touchdowns. And then we're going to touch either the low part of the chair, or you can come down a little lower and tap the block. And then come back up. Toe down, lift the chest. So that's all we're doing. We're going to repeat that several times. Tap the chair or the block and come back up. Maintain that foot core connection the whole time. Think of lifting up out of your right hip, the supporting standing leg hip. Okay, this is so great for strength and stability around your hip. Next time you come down, take your hands on the chair and just balance here on one leg. Now, right hand can hold on to the chair, the right side of the chair or the block. Left hand comes to your hip. And then all we're going to do is open the hip to the left. So we're opening up a little bit, and then we're going to close the hip. So turn back in and a little across. Okay, so we're opening out, woo, and then closing in, and a little bit of adduction is what we call it. Do that 2 more times. You probably feel this by now in the muscles all around the right hip, the right glute. Okay, and then we'll come in one last time. And then this time when you open it out, let's hold. So you're opening to the side, lifting up through that foot and breathing. So this is really a version of half moon. You're welcome to stretch the top arm up if you'd like. Press through that heel, lifting up through the heel to engage the outer hip. Take one more breath in here, and then bring everything back down to the floor, to the chair, to the block as you breathe out. If this ankle needs a little love, give it some movement here. Shake anything out that needs shaking. And then if you are using a chair, you can just step back for a quick stretch before we do the other side. Take one more breath in, sigh it out with me. Release. Okay, let's come on back up for the other side. Now, I know this might be challenging. It's challenging for me. Just know you're not trying to get to the perfect pose here. Just the act of working on this stability is what we're going for. This is so good for us, okay? So let's step the right toe back now. Hands to the heart, lift up through the chest. Again, let's get that foot core connection. So lifting up through the arch. So you can think of the foot tripod, so the outer heel, and then the base of the big toe and the base of the pinky toe. Those are the 3 points we want to press down with, and almost like you're trying to draw them in together. And that'll help lift your arch, lift up out of that left hip, and then let's play. I do see this as play, and I want you to see it as exploration and play too. So you can tap down to the block or the chair and then come right back up. Make sure you're breathing. That back leg doesn't have to lift a huge amount. I do want to say that. I know I have a larger movement here, but a larger range of movement here. But if you just want to lift that toe up a little bit, you can. Okay, but we're focusing on this right here, that left leg. All the muscles here around the joint. If you notice your knee collapsing in the standing leg, try to keep that from happening. Usually that's a lack of foot-core connection and a lack of engagement on these outer hip muscles. So just be aware of that. You might notice one side is stronger than the other, and that's normal. My right side is a lot stronger than my left. And that's something I notice because my left knee tends to collapse in, even though I am pretty stable on both sides. Okay, and then next time you come down, both hands on the chair, leg up. Get that balance. If you need to adjust like I did, adjust. And then we'll take our right hand to our hip. If you're feeling the burn, that's okay. Open your hip out to the side. And then close the hip in for adduction, a little cross. Open out to the side. And then bring it in and across. Let's do 2 more. If you need to take a break at any time, do it. That's fine. We can work up to the sustained challenge, the sustained work. Okay, next time you open, let's hold it open. Lift up through that heel, little light bend of that left knee as you lift up out of the left hip, and maybe stretch the right arm up to the sky. Breathe as you press actively through the right heel, the lifted leg heel. Take one more breath in here, and then everything down as you breathe out. Shake it out. Take one last stretch on the chair, gently pulling back, ears in between your shoulders. Take a full breath in. Let it go with a sigh. And then come on up to stand. Now just take a moment to check in with how your body feels. We always want this moment of reflection, a moment of presence after anything we do with our yoga practice. So feel that work and know that you just did something wonderful for your body. Now, flexibility is important, but it's just one small piece of the puzzle. Hip strength and stability matter just as much, if not more. And if you want to learn how to care for your hips with smart, supportive movement, then sign up for my free Hips Masterclass, 5 yoga poses for healthy, pain-free hips. You'll not only get the masterclass where I walk you through, I teach you step by step how to do each of the poses, but you'll also get a printout of the 5 poses so you can print it out, put it by your yoga mat. That makes it really easy to just get on your mat and practice those poses anytime you are feeling like it. And that link is down in the description. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.